Generational shift. Exploring the differences between baby boomers, Generation X, and Generation Y. Picture this. It's a Sunday family gathering, and three generations are seated around the dinner table. You've got Grandma Dolores, who witnessed the world's transition from black and white to color television. Your parents, Mike and Susan, who grew up during the heyday of cassette tapes and Walkmans. And finally, you, a tech-savvy millennial named Emily, with a smartphone practically glued to your hand. As you all engage in conversation, it becomes apparent that each generation has a unique perspective on life. Let's delve into the fascinating differences between baby boomers, Generation X, and Generation Y, also known as Millennials, with a witty touch. 1. Technological prowess, the Great Digital Divide. Imagine Grandma Dolores attempting to navigate her way through the vast digital landscape. She confuses the search bar with the address bar and wonders why her emails keep disappearing. Meanwhile, Mike and Susan are proficient in using computers and smartphones, but they recall the days when dial-up internet was the norm, and patience was a virtue. Then there's you, Emily, born with a touchscreen at your fingertips, effortlessly toggling between multiple apps. It's safe to say that each generation's level of technological prowess aligns with the advancements of their time. Research shows that baby boomers, who were born between 1946 and 1964, tend to use technology primarily for communication and basic internet browsing. Generation X, born between 1965 and 1980, experienced the rise of personal computers and cell phones, becoming early adopters of these technologies. Millennials, born between 1981 and 1996, like yourself, Emily, grew up during the digital revolution, embracing smartphones, social media, and the convenience of instant connectivity. 2. Work ethic, climbing different ladders. Now let's take a humorous trip to the workplace. Grandma Dolores started her career when stability and loyalty to a company were highly valued. She spent decades climbing the corporate ladder, content with a steady job that provided for her family. Mike and Susan, on the other hand, witnessed the dawn of the work-life balance concept, striving for job satisfaction while still prioritizing their personal lives. Millennials like you, Emily, have a different approach altogether. Research indicates that Generation Y values flexibility, meaningful work, and a healthy work-life integration. You might be willing to take a lower salary in exchange for a better work environment or more fulfilling experiences. The younger generations often seek purpose and impact in their careers, challenging traditional notions of success. 3. Communication styles. LOL, OMG, BRB. Now, let's shift gears to communication styles. Picture Grandma Dolores sending you a text message with a seemingly endless stream of acronyms. LOL, OMG, BRB. It's as if she's playing a virtual game of Scrabble. Mike and Susan, being the parents of Gen Y, have adapted to the world of abbreviations and emojis but still prefer phone calls or face-to-face conversations. You, Emily, are fluent in the language of online communication. Research suggests that millennials are more comfortable with text-based communication, using social media platforms and messaging apps to connect with friends, family, and even colleagues. Memes, GIFs, and hashtags are your weapons of choice when it comes to expressing ideas and emotions. 4. Cultural influences, the changing tides. Let's wrap up our exploration with cultural influences. Grandma Dolores reminisces about the golden age of rock and roll, Woodstock, and the moon landing. Mike and Susan, shaped by the 80s and 90s, fondly recall the birth of MTV, grunge music, and the rise of personal computers. Emily, you're part of a generation heavily influenced by globalization, multiculturalism, and the internet. Research indicates that millennials value diversity, inclusivity, and social justice causes. You've witnessed the power of social media in driving societal change, using hashtags to raise awareness about important issues. In conclusion, each generation brings a unique perspective to the table, quite literally. From technological prowess to work ethics, communication styles to cultural influences, baby boomers, Generation X, and Generation Y have experienced life through vastly different lenses. So, the next time you find yourself in a multi-generational gathering, take a moment to appreciate the diverse perspectives and humorous anecdotes that emerge. After all, it's these differences that make the world a fascinating and ever-evolving place. And remember, Grandma Dolores may struggle with emojis, but she always wins the hearts of her grandchildren with a handwritten letter or a warm batch of cookies.